What's going on, and welcome back. So, is my house haunted? Well, I don't want to say that it is, and I don't want to say that it isn't. But I will answer that question for you. But first, we need to go back a little over 8 years ago to when I first moved here. So the first couple years, they were normal, Come home from work, cook, clean, go to bed, repeat. My son was about maybe 4 years old, and it was just a normal life. I've told this story a couple of times on here. I tend to repeat myself every October, but this is for the people that haven't heard this story. This is for the people that are new to this channel. This is just like a little refresher, so you're gonna hear this story again. But yeah, a normal life. There was really nothing going on here. I'm at work one day, and I go into the shop, and sitting on top of our welder was a complete unboxed Ouija board. This thing was old. It was like from the 80s or something. One of the workers found it out at the landfill, and for whatever reason, he brought it back with him. I wanted it. What I was going to do with it was I was going to frame it with the planchette, put it on the wall. Conversational piece, right? So I asked him, what are you going to do with that thing? And he said he was just going to throw it away. So in the first place, why did you bring it from the dump, from the landfill, if you're just going to turn around and throw it away? So I told him, you know what? I'll take it home with me. I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, I was going to frame it, Big mistake. So I bring the Ouija board home. I put it under my bed, and I forget it, right? Things didn't just automatically start happening, like they do in the movies. That's not what happened at all. Things gradually started happening. I'll never forget this. My son was, like I said, 4 or 5 at the time, and I was laying in the living room. I was watching TV, and he was taking a nap in my bedroom. And it was around 7:30. The sun was coming down, and I saw his shadow. I did not see him. I saw his shadow walking from the hallway into the kitchen. At the time, he was pretty small. He couldn't look over the counter, so he was on the other side of the counter. I thought, okay. Now, I didn't hear him walk in. I saw his shadow. And I thought, okay, he's going to try to, sneak around the corner and try to scare me or whatever. So I'll get him first. So I rolled off the couch, crawled to the corner of the counter, looked to the other side, and he wasn't there. It took me a few seconds to think about what I had just saw. So I got up and I went to go look in the bedroom. It was dark back there, and he was fast asleep. Okay, that was the first thing. Now this is where things start getting pretty interesting around here. At night, I would hear, my son would go to bed. I'd put him to bed. I'd be sitting in the living room, and I'd be on my computer looking at YouTube, or messing around on Facebook, whatever. And I thought I could have swore I heard him walking down the hallway. Not heavy footsteps, but like bare feet. And I thought maybe I was being too loud. Maybe I was listening to music too loud here in the living room. So I got up to go and check, and he would be asleep. Every night, from there on out, every night, I would be in the living room and I could hear footsteps in the hallway. I thought, okay, maybe I'm just hearing things. And one of my buddies came down from out of town to come stay with me for the weekend. and he heard them too. When I started hearing them, he started hearing them. At first, he thought, your son's awake. I think we're being a little bit too loud. I told him no. Get up and go check. That's not him. So he did. And he came back with a confused look on his face. He's like, what the hell is that? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I hear this every night. It got to the point to where I was like, I got used to it. You hear these things every night. You just get used to them, just like a normal sound in your house. I got used to hearing footsteps in the hallway and knowing that it wasn't my son. But it was just what it got to the, like, I was like just ignoring the sound, right? I was just ignoring it. And then things started progressing a little bit more after that. I remember one night, it was around 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. It might have been 10, I can't remember, but I was in my bedroom and my son was in his bedroom, which is now my game room. And I was back there cleaning up. And I hear this knock on the wall. Not a knock, but like 3 knocks, like boom, 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 real loud. My son freaks out. He runs to the back where I'm at. Obviously I'm going to go look outside thinking somebody's knocking on the wall. Because coming from the front of the house. No, there's nobody out there. Okay. Whatever, right? Next night, around the same time, I'm back in the bedroom. Again, my son's in his room. And the same 3 knocks on the wall. Freaks him out. I'm not scared. I didn't get scared, but I got startled. Because they were kind of loud. And I get him running down the hallway. And I look outside and nothing. Nobody. Alright, I think it was actually not the next day, but the day after that. I got out of work and I came home. This was like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No. Back then I was getting out at 4. So it's about 4 then. I come home. I'm going to get my bills together so I can go pay them before I go pick up my son from daycare. I'm sitting in my living room. My front door was wide open. All the lights were off in the house. And I'm sitting there putting my bills together. And I hear 3 knocks on the wall. And a kid laughing inside the house. That freaked me out. And this is like during the day. But I'll tell you what. That was the last time we heard the knocks. And then things got even more interesting. So I'm hearing footsteps in the hallway. Knocking on the walls. I actually started hearing what it sounded to me like somebody walking on the ceiling late at night. Not on the roof of the house, on the ceiling. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit, I called my mom or texted her or whatever, and she said, well, maybe it's just birds hopping on the roof of your house. At midnight, I don't think so. Because I have a roof over the roof of my house. I never heard birds on my house, So no. It wasn't birds. And, stuff like that would happen, Footsteps. The knockings, that stopped. Hearing the kid laugh. Knowing that I'm alone and other kids are at school. Hearing the laugh inside the house kind of freaked me out for sure. And then now it's walking on the ceiling in the middle of the night. Dang fly. I started getting not worried, but now I started getting a little bit more freaked out. It got to the point to where my son started getting scared to go to sleep at night. He didn't want to sleep without a light on. And it was never like that before. We'd always go to sleep and we'd have all the lights off, But now he didn't want to go to sleep without having a light on. And I felt that way too, I didn't want to sleep in the dark listening to what was going on in the hallway and then what was going on the ceiling and afraid that I'm going to be there asleep in the middle of the night in the dark and start hearing knocking, right? There was always this heavy feeling in here. Not when I first moved in, but after I brought the Ouija board into the house, after things started happening, there was always this heavy feeling in this house, like you weren't alone. No matter where you were in this house, you didn't feel like you were alone. You felt like somebody was watching you. You felt like something was there, right? And it was an ugly feeling. It was an ugly feeling. I'll never forget it. It just felt like there was a presence there. There was something there. Even if you're just watching TV, no matter what time of day it is, or what time of day it was, it felt like just a heavy, kind of depressing type of feeling. Out of all the things that were happening here, I kind of got used to it, you know. Out of all the noises and sounds we would hear at night, you know, it just became a part of what was going on here, and I just kind of got used to it. A little scary, even the heavy feeling, but lived with this thing for over a year, so it just kind of got normal. That was a normal part of life here. I really couldn't explain what was going on, but what I'm about to tell you is what really got to me. This really, like, is when I was thinking I've had enough. I've had enough of whatever's going on here. I woke up one Saturday morning. It was around 7:30, and my son obviously was still asleep. And I got into the bathroom and I got into the shower. So I was taking a shower, and my bathroom is right next to my bedroom. So I'm taking a shower, and I turn the water off. I'm fixing to get out of the tub. I hear my son jumping off of his bed and running through the hallway. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. You know, he's awake. He's up. I don't have to wake him up, get him in a bad mood or whatever. So he's already awake. I walk out of the restroom, and the hallway's dark. My bedroom's dark, and I'm thinking, oh, well, he ran down the hall. He's in the living room. He's probably watching TV, watching cartoons. I walk to the living room, and the living room's dark. The TV's turned off. I go back to the bedroom. I turn the light on, and here's my son laying in my bed, fast asleep. And I'm thinking, at that moment, I'm thinking, what the hell did I just hear? I heard him just jump off the bed and running through the hallway. But here he is, fast asleep. What the hell was that? That scared the shit out of me. Because it was like right there in front of me, behind the other side of the door. After that, I was like, I couldn't explain what was going on here. That was it. I've had enough. That was it. I didn't want to deal with this anymore. That really scared me. Well, check this out. One afternoon, my buddy and his wife showed up, and we were hanging out, and he asked me, he's like, hey, don't you have a Ouija board? I was like, yeah. He's like, can we pull it out and play with it? Ooh. That sounded kind of nasty. Anyway, he goes, can we play with that? I was like, no, we're not going to play with a Ouija board, especially not here in this house with everything that's going on. I go, I'll tell you. Sorry, my light turned off again. I told him, I'll tell you what. You can take it with you. You can keep it. I don't really want it. I'm not going to use it. It's just there under the bed. Just take it with you. You can have it. It's yours. Keep it. So he took it with him. I kid you not. After he took that Ouija board out of this house, everything stopped. Everything quit. Just like that. Everything quit. The house didn't feel heavy anymore. I stopped hearing footsteps. We stopped hearing noises. It's like everything just stopped. This is interesting though. This is really interesting because like maybe 2 or 3 days later, he calls me. And he's like, man, I think my apartment is haunted. I was like, what do you hear? He's like, I'm hearing like footsteps on the ceiling, and I'm hearing noises in my apartment. I was like, man, I don't want to sound ugly, but I was like, yes, yes. Anyways, I was like, yes, whatever was here obviously was attached to that board. It was attached to that board, and as soon as it left, or as soon as he took it, it left with it. And it made me think, maybe that's the whole reason somebody got rid of the damn thing in the first place, right? So yeah, everything from there on out was pretty calm. It's pretty calm here. I can go to, my son started like turn all the lights off. I can't sleep with the lights on. I really need to start making videos at night when everybody's ready to sleep, because everybody just tends to drive by when I'm filming. Anyways, yeah, he's like, turn the lights off. I can't sleep with the lights on anymore. Everything's comfortable now. It just feels great. But is this house still haunted? Well, like I said, I don't want to say that it isn't, because every once in a while, I think there's still something here. Is it bad? No. Does it make noise? Absolutely not. Have I seen it? Hell yeah, I have. Every once in a while, I'll be sitting in here playing a game or whatever, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see something or somebody that looks like they're peeking around the corner watching me. And I'll turn and I'll look, and there's nothing there, right? What it looks like to me, it looks like a kid. I think it is. Like I said, even though I don't hear anything, I always see something out of the corner of my eye, peeking around the corner of the door, wherever I'm at. And it looks like a little kid. So I'm thinking I'm seeing things, right? I'm probably seeing things. Just last week, or no, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, I was at the park. I was playing disc golf. My son, he didn't want to go. He wanted to stay home and play his video games. And he calls me. This was like around a little after 6. He called me and he asked me if I was home. I was like, well, no, I'm not home yet. I'm fixing to leave the park because I just got done playing. He goes, no, seriously, stop playing with me. Are you home? I was like, no, I'm not home. I'm fixing to leave the park. I'll be home in a minute. I go, why, are you hungry or what? He's like, no. He goes, I could have swore I saw some kid peeking around my doorway watching me play video games. And I'm freaked out. I'm scared. Please hurry up and come home. So I did. Man, as soon as I walked to that front door, I got that eerie feeling where the hairs on my arm stood up. So I let my son know that I was home or whatever. And he was explaining to me that he saw what looked like to him was like a little girl peeking around the corner watching him play games. And when he would turn to look at her, it wasn't there. But when he started playing his video games again, he could see, something peek over the corner and watch him. So obviously it's not just me seeing things. That's why I say I think there's still something here. And I had to explain to him that, look, maybe there is something here. Maybe there is a ghost here. Maybe it is a ghost of a kid, right? Maybe whatever was attached to that board. God damn, look at it. I'm getting chill bumps already. I told him maybe. Well, I didn't tell him, but he doesn't know about the Ouija board thing. But I'm thinking in my head, maybe whatever was attached to that board, maybe something stayed behind, maybe. And it's not trying to scare us. It's not trying to like freak us out or anything like that. It's just being curious. And if it's a kid, I can understand if it's being curious, because that's what little kids do. And maybe, maybe it does peek around the corner to see what's going on. But it knows, it's been here for so long, it knows that we're here. And we already acknowledge the fact that it's here also. But he's just never seen it until recently. So he's like, okay. And I told him, don't be scared. It's not here. I don't want to call it an it, because it's not an it. It's ghosts were people too. So I was like, don't be scared of whatever it is. It's not here to scare you. Think of it like Casper, like a friendly ghost. It's not bothering us. Don't bother it. Don't bother him or her, whatever. So, is my house haunted? Just because we see things out of the corner of our eyes doesn't make a house haunted. I don't think it is. I truly believe that it's not. It's not haunted. Is something here? Hell yeah, absolutely. But does that make it haunted? No. It's just like having a roommate or something. A really quiet and respectful roommate. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.